Hello guys, and welcome to the third lecture on section 3, where we'll be covering SAS functions and the use of some useful functions for your day-to-day work. Now, starting off with some useful numeric functions. So the round function allows you to round up the values that you get. The integer function allows you to obtain just the integer part of a value. You then got some stat functions such as AND, mean, max, min, sum. RanUni is particularly useful if you're generating random numbers, okay, and if you want to generate some observations randomly. Put and input, very useful to do some format conversions, so do suggest you to get familiar with those and to look those up. And then the lag function, useful to compute differences between observations. Okay, so here's just a few useful functions that, and they're the example which we'll go through later in the hands-on session. Okay, but really useful for you to have these in mind. Okay, now just as an example of useful functions, here you go. You've got the lag function, which is quite useful if you want to compare values from an observation to the ones in a previous observation. Basically, it does require within groups processing, and it's often used in conjunction with the first and last variable, which are variables that SAS creates automatically during your data step iteration. Okay. There you go, an example of the code, which we'll go through later, just to look at, calculate this diff underscore spend variable using the lag function. Some other useful functions, put and input. So put, it's great to do character to numeric conversions, and input, great for numeric to character conversions. So there you've got some examples where starting off with the retail underscore purchases data set, you're going to create the C class underscore num variable, which is basically a numeric variable, by applying the put function to the C class key, which, if you recall, was a character variable. Okay, the other way around, if you then create the character variable, the C class underscore character in the subsequent data set by using the input function on the C class underscore num, you're going to be creating a character variable. Okay, and there you've got the two examples there. So you've got the C class num and the C class char values. Now, some useful character functions are length. So to basically define and work out what's the length of a string or of a set of characters. The uppercase and the lowercase, which run conversions. The compress, it's useful for removing blanks from a string. The concatenation operator, which is also quite useful if you want to join, say, dates and times or what have you, and a few others which I'll let you go through.